Welcome to Overwatch, welcome to more Orisa. This one following hot on the heels of the previous Orisa VOD. It's also a very short VOD, so maybe I will combine them, maybe I won't, maybe we'll see. But different map, King of the Hill. This is also going to be a Guess My SR, so I want everyone's guessing hats to be on. Try and figure out where this guy's placed. The only hint he's given is this is the highest SR he's ever been at. So probably not bronze, hopefully, we'll see. Good to see that both teams playing 2-2-2. It's just starting out. We've got 24 seconds actually, so I'm just going to let it run. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. I imagine the hero of today's story is going to be Clank. Hopefully he puts the camera on himself. You can just use the F keys, guys. That's how we up stuff. There we go. Nice. Good stuff. Okay, let's take a look at our team lineup. So our team lineup is a mess. Wow. This is going to be a really weird one for you guys. So you have like a dive. Basically, you're playing two teams kind of at the moment. Right? You have a dive component, which can just go and hunt things down. And then you have like this stodgy tank component with the Hog Risa. And then you have like a Lucio Ana, so the Ana is going to be a very good complement to like the Hog Reset, and then you're going to have Nano Blade, which is a great win condition. And the Lucio can kind of freely move between you, at least not going to have issues getting places. The bright side is that the enemy team is playing Ryan's area. Anytime you're playing Hog Reset and you see an enemy Ryan's area, you should feel good. You should feel happy about that. So I'm going to get out there. No, don't light that barrier. Works out. Okay. Why don't I like that area? It's just a little bit too aggressive for my tastes. When you come around the corner and you see that they are already like halfway, if they're coming out, so this is like again where we're like gauging distances, right? The fact that they're already there, like that's like what the hell? How did they do that? Lucio, you frigged up, son. I think it's also because we didn't leave spawn from the right place. If you're going high ground, guys, PSA, I'm gonna go back 20 seconds. If you're going to go high ground, don't go out this door. For the love of... Don't go out this door. Okay, there's another door that's like up behind where I am. Go out that door. It's faster. That's how they beat you here. That's how they've taken all of this space straight away. And the issue here is, like, if they just pushed here, I think you lose. Like, if the Rhine didn't just run away and just sort of went into you guys, you lose. And instead the Rhine goes, oh, I'm going to play defensive. The Holt's good. At least it like matches what the Rhine did and you caught up their team, slowed them down. Fortify's fine. Prioritize getting our barrier down. Genji got some good dashes. You only got a good nade. Holt to finish. Okay. Let's go take point. It's not bad for comp. It's not terrible. Like... The team comp isn't awful. I would not defend from down here though, myself. I would go retake high ground. I mean, they are already back. But yeah, just this is Orisa gameplay. As sad as it is, you are shooting barriers. Enemy engaged looks good. Slow up this area. Nice. Good catch. Excellent. We killed that Zero. That's very, very nicely done. Like, that is 100% what I would have done. This is sort of, you know, what I was missing from the previous Orisa coaching the many. Where, like, this is a good demonstration of just how dangerous you are when you just can tunnel into someone at close range. Like, she's kind of helpless, right? She can't do much about you doing this, and she ends up going down as a result. I like the distance, just create a bit of space. Slow them down, barrier down, perfect. And we just want to contest the point for as long as possible. Don't like that supercharger much. Don't like our placement of this either. We'll talk about that supercharger in a second. I want to check something with it. Okay. Why didn't I like that supercharger? If you're going to supercharger at this precise moment, you want it to have sightline to the point. Like, that's the 100% thing you want. You don't put it down here, I think. Like, you get the Rhine with it, at least. But the Rhine can just kind of do what he's doing now, which is just barrier up and walk away from it. you want the supercharger to be like literally here so that it can hit stuff that's on the point, because you want to push that fight back to the point. That's where you're aiming to be, because even if you lose the fight, you want to get to like 50% here. It does get messy though with like where the Ashe is positioned, which is I think is part of why they lose this fight. The Ashe and Hanzo go a bit mental. Like they don't just take the point, but Ashe for some reason comes all the way over here. Like why are they out here? And I know Lucio pushes them a little bit out here, but like he's just asking for trouble. They should not be there. Okay, take high ground. Please take high ground. Nice! Nice! I think this is a touch close for my taste, but yep, sure. All works out. Bob's going for a bit of a vacation. Someone is apparently 60 SR away from Plat in the chat, in the actual in-game chat. I know you guys can't see it very well, somewhat intentionally. Actually, yeah, this placement's actually smarter than I thought, especially because you got whole hog. I don't know if this was the plan discussed beforehand of like, oh, we'll use nano hog. If it was, then this is great. If this is just you intuiting it, then that's also friggin' great, but it really works out nicely. Like, you get the Roadhog delivered to exactly where it needs to be. So far, this looks pretty textbook. Like, these are good demonstrations of like why you do not play Reinhardt into Orisa Hog, right? Isn't Ashe a pseudo sniper? I like the slow typing of hi chat. Oh, I know it sounds silly trying to type hi chat. This is why I generally, when I'm defending high ground, I like to be around here so I can very quickly bounce between both doorways. But because you did have the whole hog, it's fine. But that's why I generally reset to about here. Because if they do come out this low ground, you can react to it extremely quickly, rather than having to like waddle your big fat quadruped ass all the way over. We can fight from here, let the DPS clean up what's on the point. And they don't have a chance. Winner! Dink, dunk. Please tell me they don't take it back. There we go, good. I get asked where's Ratchet every other game. That's what you're getting with a name like this one, Clank. It's a good name though. Okay, Prime Hog Risa territory, but to your disadvantage, the enemy team has gone Hog Risa. So this should be a lot harder. They've also got Torb, they've got Mercy though. Your team has a Winston for some reason. He's gonna have a miserable time. I'm not super keen on this, but it can work. Oh my! Oh boy! Oh boy! This is where it gets really difficult. Yeah, the Winston not having a great time. I like that we killed the turret, but I think this Roadhog on his own is going to just wipe everyone out. Like, irrespective of what you do from this point, that Roadhog's just won the game. And this is why, in general, I would say that most teams will default to going out onto the right rather than going straight round. I guess with like the dive team, it kind of makes some sense that you want to be playing very defensively, because when you have like Winston Genji, you're not going to have any barrier damage, but even then I think I'd still stick to the right side. You almost want to like bait them onto the point so you can shoot them. So the disadvantage of going straight to point is that you will be shot from every angle, and your safety is to like go behind the point. But then if they get in here, then you're kind of just like trapped with, you know, nowhere to go. We talked a lot in the previous Coaching the Many about giving space and being able to concede space, and once you can't concede that space anymore, you are in trouble. Like, it's much, much harder to do anything. And so when you're at least on the opposite side, like when you take the same positioning they've taken, you can just use sight lines, you can play defensively, wait for the point to unlock, and then make your way to it as you slowly get a pick or slowly advance forward. The Hulk hook is fine, but your team lacks follow-up. I mean, go figure, that's what you get with this team comp. I don't know why Speedwagon went Winston. If only we had 2-2-2. If only there was some sort of system that locked you into a role. If only that system existed. Oh, what glorious days those would be. The walkway here is great for halts. I mean, we know what we're doing with the halts. Like, the halts look good, right? We try and pull people off the edge here, and we try and get those. There is a bug in Overwatch, which I think it's like if you halt like here, just under the lip, it will actually pull people almost through the floor, and it will pull people around and over the lip. It's nuts. It's absolute bullshit. I like that we kill the turret. Like, Orisa's very good at killing turrets, and I am happy with us doing that. Someone has to, we should be. Speedwagon has gone Hanzo, this is much better, but you guys are at a big disadvantage now. Like, this is a difficult map to push into. I think the Genji's going to have a very tough time as well from this point on. Like, the only things the Genji can kill are the supports, kind of. He can kill the Ana, kind of, and the Hanzo, kind of. Okay. Why? Oh boy, this is like the first big mistake we've done. You hear them bongo, Clank. You've heard it go off. It's very loud, listen. You respect it. Respect that noise. It's a scary one. I don't like the fact that we like jump out, we like go hi. We hit fortify, but we don't barrier. Look at poor Roadhog. Look at this poor fat man. Look at him get annihilated and just deleted. Oh, there Orisa got greedy. Get a barrier back. Ooh, nice. Okay. You guys can actually push off this barrier. So when we're doing like barrier wars like this, there's a big advantage to seeing where they've put theirs, and especially because you get a little bit of extra damage. Like, their team deploys this barrier and backs up. They give up the ground. You can then get ready to take this ground, because you know if your barrier like overlaps theirs, this barrier should die first. Should die first. So I would be kind of greedier with this barrier, I think. Although the Hanzo is pissing about. Yeah, he's trying to get a flank. That's unfortunate. Oh! Stole it. Stolen. We were robbed. We were robbed of a kill. Oh, it would have been beautiful, chat. It would have been beautiful. It would have looked so good on the kill feed. Ah, oh, Hanzo, you scum. Yeah, this is just unfortunate. This happens. Where you, like, deploy your barrier at the same time, lose your ults, and it's just like, well, fuck. Personally, I'm not sure on, like... I don't like this decision. I don't like this moment here. I like the fact that we come back, at least, pretty quickly. I don't like the choice to, like, jump around the corner. And the reason why is because we are playing with an Ana, who I assume is behind us. I assume that she has followed us to this side. Looks like she's... because she now knows the Genji as well, which is good on her, but... when you come around here, like, because it is Hog Risa, it is very likely that we can get stuck out there. Like, we can be slowed and pulled and hooked and all this kind of stuff. And yes, we have Fortify, but it's still risky. Where we leave the sightline that is safe into nothing but threats. And, like, this is suddenly like, oh, shit! Luckily, the Torb kind of whiffs his ult and just, like, throws it all over the point, which we don't even need to really take at this point. You could just stay here and fight on this area, let the Genji clean everything up. And there we go. So like the only thing I didn't like there was, oh, we've just completely like left our Ana's sight line. Everything else looks good. Nice. Yay! We got one. Good lad. What are we doing? Why this? Why this? Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh god, it's all gone wrong. So you and your team are working on two completely different paradigms. Your team is thinking, it's at the point, let's go hold the choke point. I don't agree with our decision of, you know what, we'll hold the point. No. Go hold the choke. As long as you don't mess it up, it is completely safe to go and hold the choke. Like, you just put the barrier down on the wall out here, you shoot in, you can hold the choke all day. Your team has a Lucio, their team doesn't have a Lucio. Your team is just more agile than theirs, you have Dragon Strike to play with. Hold the choke. Like, the moment this point flips, we want to be ready to go with the team. I'm not sure what this motion is. Are we worried about our health? I guess because Yana's dead. Even then, this doesn't necessarily feel safe. Like, you'd still have barriers in front of you, you could still just run away. It's been going so well. Why do you do this to me? Okay, we take the ground with the Dragon Strike. Woo! No, I think it was the health. Like, if I had to guess, like, why he retrieved this, because I have 200 hit points and Lucio ran away, so I don't have any health, so I can't go forward. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. But we're going to talk about this just briefly. It doesn't need saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. In fact, I'm going to play the music of shame. Come on. Come on. I'm going so well. Yeah, don't do that. Don't go for a bath in the Dragon Strike, please. We know better. I will say, like, the moment a Dragon Strike touches you, the correct reaction is Fortify. You can generally just walk out of it just fine. When the Dragon Strike is well placed. When it's a badly placed Dragon Strike and we optionally walk into it and then Fortify, it's a little bit dubious, but hey. We can test a point for as long as possible. The only thing I'd say about our bongo usage here, I'm not entirely opposed to it because, hey, like, they're pushing. It's stuck. Yeah, I can't really fault that, actually. Like, the perfect positioning would be probably, like, more behind one of these things, but in the situation we're in, we just want to get it down. And their team just out-damages ours. Go figure, 12 Hanzo, better than Genji Hanzo at killing barriers. And, honestly, big part of why they're winning here, I think, is because your barrier is dying way faster than theirs. Your Genji has lived past his usefulness in a big way. It's like the team doesn't know what it's doing anymore, right? It's really strange because you got like this Orisa here on her own, who should be dead. Like, she's behind where I am. Hello, pretend I'm an Orisa. Hello, shine your eyes. Is that racist? Am I racist now? I think I'm racist, guys. Anyway.
Welcome to.
And you got all this team over here, behind where Mafkettle DK just subbed. And it's like the team wants to shoot at all this, but they don't have, like, the only person with the range to actually do damage to all of this is the Hanzo. Is that momentum on Fortify a bug? It looks like he's being pulled and then he's fortifying and it's messing with the momentum. Yeah, that doesn't look right. It's fun though, but it's not very useful for us because we're spending so much time in the air with just getting shot at. So it's like no one can actually deal damage to this except for the Hanzo. The only person that can actually kill the shit over here is Hanzo, and I think Hanzo is shooting at this, and Genji is shooting at this. And so you got this Orisa just getting away with murder on the point. And I don't think this is really our fault. Like, that we end up losing at this point, because it's like, if the team just shot the Orisa, you would win. But everyone's trying to kill stuff that they can't actually kill. Like, the Genji's trying to get in, but he can't get in. Oh no. And then we have our standard, I'm going to carry us, guys! I can do it! I can do it, guys! Where's my music? Genji. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of this. Yep. A lot of my team is dead. Their team is taking position. Dragon Blade! Time for the red highlight. Oh, I'm dead. Genji players, man. Don't like that barrier. Like that pull. Don't like that barrier. You know why I don't like that barrier. Oop. Got the wrong video selected now. Let's talk about this barrier. I mean, nitpick a little bit on this barrier. I'm fine with like taking this pathway to come out. We have fortified. We should be safe. I just like this barrier a little bit more centered. The reason is, it's like if you use this barrier actually for cover, then you're in prime position for their Orisa to just pull you off, and that's not great. Just like whacking it out just into the middle of the point is fine, just as long as people can. Basically, you want to be like over here, don't you? You want to be like in this kind of area. You don't want to be by these edges. That's bad. We know that. The old Nano Mercy. It's spicy. I like it. It's winnable. It's goo everywhere. Oh, Lucio died. That's rough. You got this, Genji. You got the Nano. You can do it. Ah. Abusing the pull bug? I mean, yeah. Why not? Like this, yeah, this is the exact pull that I mentioned earlier, where you like pull just under the lip and it will pull people around the lip of the edge. Oh no, that's actually just an honest pull. If you just let it collide like down under here, it will actually pull people over. It's stupid. You'll see pro teams doing it, where you got like the Orisa staring over the middle, like the bit with all the pillars, and you see the Orisa just come out to the side and fire it just to hit underneath the edge, and it'll pull people around. Okay, everything to play for. We've got a Zen now. I like it, especially on this map. My prediction is the Genji is not going to get a 6k. My prediction is the Genji is not going to get a 4k even, which is kind of what he needs to do.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective. Please move behind the barrier.
I mean, our team's win condition is kind of the same as before. I mean, Dragon Blade's going to be great. I actually don't like that barrier, and let me explain why. I think this is greedy. The reason why is we don't know what supports they have. So if they stick to what they had last time, which they have with the Mercy Ana, we'll get to the point at the same time as they do. If they swap to a Lucio here, they will beat us to the point, and by the time that we're still blind to what they're running, we don't know. And it's about at this moment when we'd know if they had a Lucio. Because all their team would just pop up here, and then they would just step in front of the barrier, and your team has no protection, and people would die. Luckily, we see the barrier pop up here, and it's safe, but this is risky. Like, you can straight up lose first fights just by deploying a barrier like this one. Well, they'll just take that ground off you because they had a Lucio and you didn't. So just kind of be aware that that is a possibility. Their whole hook was better than ours. Ours just got stuck on the wall. The other thing I'd say is on the redeploy of this barrier. Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, okay, good. Like, yeah, I mean that's just, hey, a halt missed, there's hit. Not much to teach there aside from don't miss, which I know is not particularly useful. Just getting the combos off better. I will say, and like part of why I wanted to focus on this barrier, I like the fact that this barrier puts us up and over the lip of the staircase. Too many times I see people will put the barrier like on top of the staircase, but the objective here is that you don't want to give them the ability to like walk backwards and be safe. So by taking a little bit of ground here, like this is fine. It's just their team smashes your barrier because you have a Genji. They have a Torbjorn. Guess what? Torb does more barrier damage than Genji. You have a Zen as well. Zen helps it a little bit, but... So their whole Orisa is working a little bit better than ours. Like, this isn't me being like, oh my god, guys, the Genji's completely your fault. This is actually good for your team. The Roadhog went a little bit early there. That was a perfect halt from us. He just shot it underneath. Didn't get anything. Like, the enemy team fucked up here, in my opinion. Which is good. They deployed their barrier and they like deployed it in a really silly place. Our barrier is about perfect. I'd probably put it a little bit shorter myself, but it's still fine. Like, they're not really going to push into you, hopefully. Genji's killed a turret. But you're still losing the barrier wall. Hey! You got one. It's not one we walked into slightly. That one's not our fault to walk into it. Okay, hey, free Hanzo. Hanzo players, though. Nice. Okay, taking ground. Even nicer. Good shit. Okay. Just as kind of a note for, you know, what, for the previous Orisa player that we coached, I want to show the reaction to the Hanzo jumping into our team because I think it is spot on. Which is, oh, he's decided to commit suicide. Like, at this precise moment, Hanzo has decided, yeah, I'm going to kill myself. The Ana Nano Boost Sus, I'm fine with that. I think he does it for safety. Like, I think we were quite low. So, yeah. He gets a good 200 hit point heals. The Hanzo goes, I can kill this! And we just hook the floor. Like, we just hold the floor, and we just pull him into it. The hook lands, I think, but even irrespective of that, the halt is perfect. You just want to ground them on the floor, slow them down as much as possible, say, hey, we're all going to hit you now. Lol. I'm confused about what's contesting the point here. What the hell's contesting the point? Like, yeah, what? I'm guessing it's the Valking Mercy. Not a problem. I'd honestly say you might be fine bongoing this. Oh no! Oh shit. Okay. Oh, we fucked that up. Might still be fine. Oh. Oh. Okay. It happens. You wake up sleep darts. But this one we kind of have no excuse on. There is a grace period when a sleep dart lands. There is 100% a grace period when the sleep dart lands. We should stop firing here. Nano Hog is extraordinarily difficult to kill. It is one of the hardest things to kill in the game because he has so much damage reduction. He has self-heals. He has an Ana healing in potentially. He's very difficult to remove. Just let him nap. Also, the reason why I mentioned you could probably supercharge her earlier is sort of around this point. So we kind of won the fight, but contesting. Okay, looking for targets. And then you see that like the Roadhog and Ana have just run out into the middle. I would be fine, like when we get the supercharger, supercharging now. The reason being is that Supercharger is not like a super pivotal, powerful ultimate that you have to save for important instances. It is very versatile, very flexible in how you can use it. People will generally not begrudge you for using it as like a safety ultimate, right? To just sort of say, okay, well, we're just going to win this fight now. So the big thing to me is like, well, these two, very similar to the Reinhardt in the previous coaching, these two have nowhere to go. The Roadhog can maybe go this way, but if he goes this way, he's not on the point. You guys take the point, it's fine. The Ana has nowhere to hide. Like, you supercharge and you throw out the Halt here, and she's just dead. It also means if he does want to challenge you, he just explodes, because supercharger will kill him, especially with Discord. The Halt there is great. Good job. Good job to the Zen for getting the kill there as well. Nice barrier placement. Like, playing it safe. To me, Orisa's job is like to establish, hey, this is the safe area, and as long as everyone understands and respects that, then it's fine. So I think I said that Orisa barrier has 800 hit points earlier. I'm sorry, it has 900. Okay. So why aren't we shooting this barrier? Look how fast it dies. Oh, good. Good. Anytime you get caught by a Halt, fortify immediately. Nice. Nice. Nice! You're fine. Transcendence will cancel it out. I like the attempts. I believe Transcendence counteracts Molten Core completely. Molten Core is like 200 and a bit DPS, I think. Kills you bloody quick, I'll tell you that much, as I learned most of my chagrin. Whoa, whoa. This is always awkward. This is tough. Okay. Just one small thing. It's what I want to talk about with this. So I think we're kind of doing the right thing in like playing the corners, playing the sight lines. That all looks good. Some damage here and there. Dragon Strike pushes us back. We get the ground. And this moment here, where we get nanoed. When you get nanoed as Orisa, the way I tend to play is I will try and hit the easiest headshots I can. To me, it's like this Orisa is all I want to shoot at. And I would take the time to try and make sure that we aren't body shotting anymore. Like, if you start getting headshots with this, you will tear down an enemy tank extremely quickly. And it's just like this moment here, where we seem to make like no adjustment. We just shoot like center mass, but we really need to make that very quick adjustment to try and get headshots. When you have that nano, you are durable. You are very, very durable. You're very difficult to remove because you have 200 of armor. Oh, let me speak English. You have 200 armor, which protects you from actually a lot of damage. You mitigate a huge amount with the nano on top of it. And then you can spend a little bit more time making sure those headshots land. The damage output can be insane on tanks. And you can get some stuff done, but like they put a lot into that fight to win it. So it kind of makes sense that they do. And now the retake is the difficult part. It's worth using body block as a reset, even when the not in these cases. Like there's nothing to body block at these moments. Like you would just be taking damage for no reason. Like respecting the corner is important, and we do that as well. Like what I want to highlight for others that this guy is doing that is correct is he respects the distance to the corner. So if you watch when the barrier goes down, he backs off and he's nowhere near the corner. He's nowhere near it. The reason being, if you stand here, if you stand where there's Hanzo standing and they throw a Halt through, you get pulled out and hooked, you will die. So we're only actually going back to the corner when our barrier is up. When our barrier is down, we are respecting it and giving it some space, backing away, respecting the sight line. Going back in, dealing damage, dealing damage, dealing damage, and then we just get pushed out by the whole hog. So not much more we can do. I don't know what you mean by body block if the barrier is up. You mean like throwing yourself in front of the barrier? No. It's not worth it. That's why. Did you see how fast our fucking barrier died? That barrier placement is extraordinarily greedy. I will say that much. But yeah, that's a good demonstration of how strong hit points are in Overwatch. I would not have gone that far with it. Yeah, you just need to like put it here. Less travel time, less likely to take more damage. I think you would have blocked at least one of these shots. And this is just asking for them to just like engage into you if they can. Their team is functioning. Like their team is functioning. Your team is laboring because it's like you have this Genji who's just not doing anything. And this is why team comps do matter. And this is why like understanding the meta and understanding win conditions is super important for your team, especially for if someone is playing an oddball hero that doesn't entirely make sense. The Genji has to get picks on his own. Like he has to be good enough in order to win this to go into the backline and kill on his own. And yeah, Doomfist would be better at that function, 100%. Like he needs to be building up Dragon Blades and like flanking around, building these Dragon Blades extraordinarily quickly to get value out of this hero, or it's just not going to work. He's just throwing shurikens into a barrier that's lasting longer than yours, and so you lose anyway. If I had to guess the SR, and I will, because this is guess my SR, and chat, I want to know your guess, but I would say at about, I want to say 3.2. I'm going to say 3.2k. Let's give an exact number and say 3 to 20. So we got a 3065, 2.8, 2840, no bucket here, 2840. No one as high as mine. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 8. 2.5. Wow. Wow. I think that's being very harsh. 2.7 can't give it to anyone who walks into a dragon. I think that was a moment of brain fart more than anything. I've done stupid shit in my time, so I can forgive it. Right, I'm gonna look it up. If you want to see my current rank here is my overbuff. Clipped it. Clank. Let's see. Can we find it on overbuff? Yep. Skill rating is 3.8. Even higher. Chat is harsh. Chat is extremely harsh, I think. Chat is extraordinarily harsh. I'm not too surprised by that. Okay, chat. Let's talk about like the big clues. To me, the big clues are stuff like the way it's the way the enemy team moves to me that's like a bigger indicator of this is definitely not in plat. And this is why I was sort of edging towards the bottom of Masters. Because they're moving as a unit and like executing accordingly. Right? They're like moving together and sort of positioning in intelligent ways and doing intelligent things. You would not see this south of High Diamond. Like this type of movement, especially. Like the moment I saw this, I was like, okay, this is at least mid diamond. Like this push was like, huh, okay, that's actually pretty good. If I had to guess, I'm guessing the Genji has got like a Smurf in GM and he's playing Genji now and he thinks he can carry these games and he can't. What was it? About 3.8. But yeah, like the way that people are moving, they're sticking together, they're achieving victory conditions. The thing that kind of killed it for me a little bit and why I went lower was like moments like over here where you got like people just all doing different things. No one's really achieving the win condition. The Winston was just a really weird pick. Like your team just looks completely lost. Their team doesn't. Their team's on the ball. Their team knows what they want to do. 3870 this match. It's hard, like, it's really hard for me to say, like, okay, because I know in the email it mentions, like, If I want to get any higher, I need to win matches like this. And honestly, you do a lot of things very right. Your positioning seems okay in general. The decision making overall seems okay. I'd say the ultimates are a little bit conservative. The supercharges strike me as a little bit conservative. The hulks look fine. I think this was just one of those games that you guys were doomed to lose the moment you had a Genji who was just not adapting his play. And I think this Genji is probably going to sink in his SR if he continues to play like this. Like, especially if they go Torb. Torb Hanzo is brutal. That Genji is me. That Genji is a lot of people. The issue right now is that Genjis are getting a lot of a free ride on the back of Ana's, who can just nano boost them, and then they can maybe get a bunch of kills. But if the enemy team plays comps that just don't give a shit, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. And I'd also say just like be careful of overthrowing a barrier, and especially like in these engagements, and like especially in our first engagement as well. Also, leave by the top door. For the love of God, leave by the top door. If you're going high ground, top door. It's better. Like this to me was like, oh fuck! They run it at us. We're dead, especially with that nade. You can do that. You can put the barrier down there if you see them coming out the door at the same time as you, but scary. Very scary. Okay, 3.5 after an 80% win rate season and then drop to low diamond again. Yep, that happens. You bounce up and down. It's all part of playing Overwatch. It's all part of any MMR system. You'll have highs and lows. I'm trying to think of like, well, what is some actionable stuff you can do? Like, where are areas we can improve? And I say like here, maybe trying to reset on high ground a little earlier, but can we even do that? Because no one else helps us, and by the time we do, then they're already pushing, so that's fine. I think the position we occupy is fine. We're doing everything right against the Reinhardt. I'd say I'm less keen on our start on this point. It feels like we failed to establish our little beachhead and go from there. And especially if you are playing with the Winston on this map, the way you want it to sort of go. Give me a couple of frames back, please, YouTube. I know this is very specific, but if you are playing with a Winston on this map, the way you generally actually want it to go is you want the Winston to get in here and sort of take this area. And then you can sort of start pushing and pushing and pushing through this and sort of force them back. Maybe get some picks with a Hulk hook combo, then go take the point. By just taking the point, we're just being begged to be shot at, especially before it's open. We just kind of end up on the back foot from there. Still doing good though. Like this is a better example of Orisa play. So if you are an Orisa player, like there's a lot of good positioning, there's a lot of just good shooting, there's a little bit of Dragon Wander in, but it's the only real massive negative I can think of. And a little bit of like leaving sightlines of your Ana. Not at this precise moment, but you do jump around a corner at one point, which triggered me as someone who plays a lot of Ana. I just see the Orisa disappear around the corner and then dying and then going, I don't get any heals, oh my god! And you're just like, dude, please, please, please. Otherwise, like, even our Hulk hooks, even though we're playing from, like, a weaker position, I think the only big thing that jumps out at me is, like, how aggressively we put our barriers forward sometimes. I just think we're doing a little bit too much. But you almost kind of have to in this situation as well. Also that's just sloppy. You know better. Like, we're just a little bit too far forward. It's tough, man.
Nothing makes me feel more
Hey,
alive
thank you for the dono.
than when I'm one amongst the many.
Hey, well, Clank, very much
Thanks
appreciated.
for all the tips, even though chat thinks I'm plot.
Chat was very
LOL.
harsh.
Hopefully I'll learn to avoid Hanzo diamonds and hit GM soon.
Thank you so much for sending it in. Yeah, chat, you're very, very harsh. Very harsh indeed, chat. I think it's very uncalled for. Alright, chat, I'm going to do one more we're gonna do one more game, chat. I think chat maybe was playing the numbers game because, like, you know, most people are gonna be ranked around 2.5. I think the actual average is like 2.550, just because of how the SR system works. Chat might be playing the numbers games there slightly. Like, even I lowballed it quite dramatically. Alright, I'm gonna go to the intermission screen. Right, intermission screen. And then we'll go there. So I walked into a dragon. People make mistakes. They're allowed to make one.